It appears that this is time-stamped a couple of days ago. It looks like this person was having an argument with a ninja? It's hard to really make out these people and their arguments, but it seems like one of them stole something from the other.
Fizzy lifting drinks, I knew it. Uh-huh.
Um, but it appears some of the last messages were along the lines of swearing vengeance and death, followed up by laughter and derision from the other person.
As in, the ninja was swearing vengeance and death upon Harold's avatar and then
Uh,
cursed at him, or Harold was cursing
the
at the
inverse.
Harold.
Harold is angry and cursing and swearing death and revenge.
What's the ninja saying?
Something along the lines of "you snooze, you lose, too slow, get a better internet connection, try waxing your modem." Different little taunts and jibes that actually seem to trail off for several hours of attempts to poke fun at him.
I'm gonna hit the escape key.
Mm-hmm. Closing it out,
Yeah.
and it vanishes from the screen.
What programs does he have on his computer?
Go ahead and roll an in computer check.
Really? I was really hoping to play this bit by bit so that even an idiot would be able to figure out.
Well, this is more or less trying to understand what these programs are.
I will use a
It's like,
willpower because my character is not computer literate, so I need to defeat that.
what's Pascal.exe? Jeez, I don't know. One success. Most of these, as well, seem to be engineering in nature, or related to, say, having fun or talking with friends.
I'm more focusing on that talking with friends part.
Okay. Most of it seems to be spurious talk, and as soon as you load them up to try to read through the records, you are accosted by messages about where were you?
That's fine.
Where have you been?
I minimize those. I'm looking for most recent chat messages.
Among these messages, there doesn't appear to be very much at first. To sift through all these messages, go ahead and roll Wits Investigation. No penalty. There you go. Sorting out the trash, the friends, the memes, and all the other garbage, you start to notice a few that seem very different from the rest. They appear more like Harold is ordering people to do things in sort of sly, coded half language. It's like you know what has to be done, and obscure, vague phrases like that that must mean something to someone. You do, however, find a little bit of concrete information that that he is planning to meet some people at a specific location sometime tonight.
I will pull a pad of paper and a pencil out of my coat, my trench coat,
Mhm.
and I will write this down.
Very good.
And then I will put my hand on the PC tower
Hmm.
and I will fry it.
Excellent. Just go ahead and spend the willpower for it. I don't care about rolling.
I did.
There we go then. A quick zap of electricity, and the precious black smoke that makes the computer work starts to filter out of the case. And presumably you plan to leave after this, don't you?
Yes.
On your way out, you see the old man talking to a bigger, balder man who appears to be holding a metal rod. And as you start coming down to leave the building, the old man looks at you, points at you, and goes, "There he is! You get free rent if you get him! He didn't pay me!" And the bald man just kind of looks at you and just starts approaching, goes, "Well, nothing personal, man. You know how it is."
Pollock has a look about his face that is unchanged. From scene 1 to scene now. Unchanged.
Just that same little "I'm done with this" stare. Shall we roll initiative?
Sure.
Alright, give me a roll. You do, in fact, get to act first. Before he's even approached you, what do you do?
I'm going to activate my psychokinesis.
Ooh. Let's see it at work. His opposed resolve will, in this case, be 3.
I'm not attacking him.
Okay then.
Let's just go ahead and spend the willpower. Resolve and occult. And my favorite use of occult is psychokinesis, so I'll just add a +1 into that. So an exceptional success.
Ooh,
It doesn't really
good
matter.
start.
I'm going to invoke psychokinetic combat for Corona, which means I surround myself with electricity, affecting anybody that comes too close to me, and he's wielding a steel bat, which can't help him very much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to increase the size of my manifestation by, well, let's say, 2. That brings me down to 3. And I'm going to shape the manifestation, kind of make it look like a giant roaring face that surrounds me, since it's basically filling the hallway now. And by the way, never taking my hands out of my pockets, so they're still just there. So like my coat is flapping about me, my hair is kind of just staticking up a bit. But otherwise, my face, again, never changes.
Excellent.
Just disinterested in this world look, basically.
I'll give you a presence intimidate for this, and we'll see how that fares against him.
Yeah, that, or he just electrocutes himself to death.
I don't know, Adam. As far as the masquerade goes, nobody knows he's a vampire.
I could be a mage for all he knows, and we already covered that mages don't give a
You're
shit.
just a weird guy came in.
Getting supernatural attention on you is like no good.
Well, fuck it. Bring it down me, Adam. Come at me, bro.
I don't care. It's
Well,
me that
you're bringing up a lot of words here for not caring. I'm gonna use a point of willpower because I suck at intimidation. This uncaring face, does it look like?
I'll definitely give you an extra 2 dice to it, but it's fine. You go ahead and make it.
So I already spent the willpower.
Yeah.
1 success.
There you go. So 1 success. The guy's taking steps back from you once it's his turn. And he just kind of looking at the giant electrical face and the flapping of wind and just kind of going, "Dude, what the shit? What the fuck are you?" And he kind of opts to not rush straight into that. What is it that you want to do next?
I just slowly walk down the hall.
He goes ahead and steps aside to just let you through. Even the old man is just kind of has his jaw open, just completely confounded at what's happening.
Well, I mean, my electricity fills the hall around me, so if they don't back up out the door, they're still going to find themselves in it.
The old man, sensing this, will retreat back into his old room that is directly next to the door, and the larger man will follow with him and close the door behind him. You are free to leave.
And I do.
As you leave, of course, you hear some shouting like, "Why didn't you do something?" And you head off into the night.
Indeed.
Where do you head next?
I guess I'll send Marcia a text with the address, and then I'll head off to the address.
All right. Mirka, on your investigation, you're heading to a local Elysium, aren't you?
Perhaps I am.
All right. So you're going to go hang out and socialize. One of the ones you're aware of is one for maquettes. It's kind of a shady, low-down bar, low lights, nice and quiet. People sit there and pretend to drink for a while, occasionally bringing in someone they found to drink completely dry. And the conversation is slow and generally kind of vague. Nobody wants to necessarily indicate what they are doing, and it's a bit of a game to figure out what everyone's actually up to.
Indeed.
If you want to socialize with people and just kind of get a feel for everything going around, go ahead and roll me Wits Socialize.
Oh, well, I'm going to spend a willpower point with that one.
Let's see it. There you go. People underestimate you a little bit, tease you and prod you with a little bit too much information, hoping you get the hint, and you just kind of go, I get it, I get it. And you get a general sense that the maquettes of the city are maybe a little bit worried about the prince now. Apparently, someone very close to him has died, and he is at the Order Dracul's throat about it. He's trying not to make it a public spat just yet, but he might do something terrible soon. Additionally, you actually hear a name that you heard earlier, Adam Fallher.
Oh.
1 second. Just texting back a response. There we go. It appears he has been talking among a few maquette circles and has offered an invite to other maquette to a new mystery cult, one to celebrate them, and of course, because he's Circle of Crone, celebrate the mother. It's a little bit of an open invite, since it is new. And you do know where he plans to meet and when.
Sounds like something worth checking out, Ben.
Indeed. But I do believe you were thinking of going to get a bite to eat as well.
Naturally, since I did only start with 5 VtR.
Alright. So if you go out to hunt, what is actually your plan? What do you want to do?
Yeah, the plan is to sneak up on someone in a back alley, naturally. Ideally, someone who is in the middle, just as someone's finishing relieving themselves.
Alright, So this is going to be sort of like planning an ambush then. I'm going to go ahead and ask for dexterity streetwise to not only find a location, but also to actually hide in one. And because it's raining, an important one, this roll will also be at -2. Nobody wants to be outside right now.
I'm going to spend a VtR for physical intensity then.
Okie spending a vitae will give you 1 die. Let's see the roll.
Well, crap.
It is, of course, the fault of the rain. Nobody wants to stay outside. Nobody wants to spend more time than they have to. Nobody stops and waits. Ah, yes. Do you want a dramatic failure?
Yeah, why not? First beat of the day.
Alright. Take a beat. As you go hunting, you encounter another maquette. And he bumps into you as you try to hide in the same location where he was hiding. And he just pushes you back out into the rain from under his little awning. What are you doing? This is my territory. You green?
Well, guess it's try to. Yeah, but grumbling to myself all manner of profanities in Romanian, I shuffle off elsewhere to grab and continue to find another bite.
It takes about an hour to try to find a bite with that check. And this is ultimately the position you ended up in. Given that you kind of... I think you said that you chose to apologize and go away, didn't you? If I heard that
Pretty
right?
much whilst at the same whilst grumbling under my breath in Romanian, whilst walking away.
You walk away, and after your unsuccessful hunt through the rain, you get a message from Balak, your investigative friend.
Oh,
Yes, I believe you sent the address and time of where he plans to head next.
yep.
Uh, what do you want to do?
I will. Well, try one more time to feed, and if not, just head to the cult meeting.
It would take another hour to do so. Unless you tried to be even faster about it, in which case you'd suffer quite a few penalties.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. I will spend my time doing this.
Okay. So you go ahead and spend another hour looking for some food. Same plan?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be scanning the alleyways for someone who's already there, then sneak it in and nibble.
Alright. So, still sneaking around, still trying to ambush. Let's go with the same roll, but with an additional -2, because you're in someone's territory, and he's trying to watch you now. So, -4 total. Rain and rivals.
Uh,
0. And do you want to go with another dramatic?
nope.
Alright. As you're searching around, he stops you. Once again, the same Maquette from earlier. He puts his hand on his chest and just kind of gives it a poke. Excuse me? Didn't you hear me the first time? Get out of here. I have half a mind to bring this to the prince. He can have your head for this, He's a good friend of mine, even, he says, just trying to puff up his chest.
I'll just bugger off then.
Hey, don't just think you can walk away like that. You owe me for this transgression.
I'm afraid what would I owe you?
Oh, I'm sure you have a good bit of cash on you somewhere in that ridiculous trench coat of yours. Do you have any resources?
No, I do. $3 to be precise.
Ooh, alright, you actually have quite a lot of cash in there. What are you going to do?
Well, not wanting to waste any time, I just simply fork over a wad of cash and zoom away.
He smiles a bit at the wad of cash and puts it protectively into a pocket of his own before it gets too wet. Alright, pleasure. Don't let me see you around here again, though. And at this point, we'll go ahead and filter back to Adam.
Yes.
Adam, you are setting up in an abandoned cult. I want you to set out your scene. How does your, cult meeting go?
Well, it depends on who shows up.
The people who show up are, some of the occult fans that you had met back at the library. They seem very into anything that you're about to tell them, and are there having fun.
Hmm.
There are a few fanatical, people who seem very desperate. A small handful. And they seem like they're ready to hinge their lives on whatever you have to say. As you understand it, the gallery crew actually brought them in.
Hmm.
And there is a lone vampire among them. As far as you understand, he seems a little bit green and seems a little bit mute. But he's there, and he seems to be paying very close attention to everything. You're not certain he belongs to anything at all yet.
Hmm. Well, before doing anything, before arriving at the scene and doing a speech, Adam will change clothes for a simple sort of cloak with a hoodie, a plain grey-looking shirt, and he will put on a little mask made of wood which hides most of his features.
Mhm. Would you have told your occult friends ahead of time what you were going to dress in?
Yes.
They come dressed exactly the same. The fanatics come only in robes, though.
I will. Yep. I will put on a small. Just a minute. I'm trying to find my word there. A pedestal in the main lobby of the, not in the occult section of the location, just in the main lobby of the abandoned factory. I will simply put my new artifacts that Moonshadow generously gave to me, showing that it is obviously supernatural in nature.
Indeed. And as you set it down, as it bleeds a little blood, everyone is a little bit astounded and is fairly certain on at least a slight skeptical investigation that this is not actually a trick.
Adam will tell them to approach and say, "Behold one of the artifacts, one of the many pieces of the hidden world that lies around this city."
And where does this gift come from?
These gifts come from a mother, watcher of our soul. She, who is not entirely of this world, a divine being, and we are her children.
Then praise to the mother, says one of the occult fans, trying to lead the fanatics into just a slight little chant to praise the mother and you.
Indeed, and Adam would then recite some sort of tale of occult tale from. Do you want me to use like manipulation occult or presence occult to just?
Yeah, roll presence occult to just weave them a little tale.
I will put a point of willpower and use my newfound specialty in kindred lore.
Hey, there you go.
Well,
They are enraptured by your little story, treating it as a little bit of a sermon, trying to discern hidden truths among it. And generally, it seems they are all greatly enjoying their time here. You go through the motions, set them through a few more stories, and in time, the tone kind of relaxes a little bit, and your occult fans come to speak to you personally.
hmm,
You know the three of them to be Harvey, Penelope, and Christian.
plain mortal, right?
These are all three plain mortals who seem
Hmm.
oddly astute about things.
Hmm. I will. I will listen to them patiently
Okay.
to what they have to say.
Well, this was a fun night, I have to say. Didn't take too long either. I think we should be able to make a few more cult meetings tonight, don't you think, Penelope? And she just sort of nods a little bit. Ah, yes. I especially liked this and this, she says, as she critiques your storytelling for you, trying to give you pointers and pointing out to, oh, well, this myth kind of fits along with it, and maybe this one, so you could take from them next time.
Noted.
And at this point, Christian will kind of pipe him and go, well, it seems we have a very small crowd at the moment.
They
I
will
suppose we should
come.
always look to growth, shouldn't we?
They will come in time.
And
Growth is inevitable.
Harvey goes, well, they'd have to know to come. And as aficionados of some of the mystery cults around Gotham, we tend to get around and know that occasionally some people don't fit in some places that they happen to end up. If you'd like to come along with us tonight, we can maybe show you to one or two mystery cults. And maybe on infiltrating, you can convince a few to come back with you here on another night.
Very well. I just have to talk to one of our friends here first. Then I will
Oh,
come with you.
of course, of course. We'll wait right over here. I think, Christian, you brought the coffee machine, didn't you? And he'll just kind of nod a little bit as they go off to their own little friend circle.
And I will go over to the lone vampire who was here and approach him.
Uh, he's a rather tall gentleman, brown hair, very handsome face, all in all. But he hasn't opened his mouth at all the entire time.
Hello there.
He looks at you and nods, and then he starts putting his hands up in sign language, seeing if you happen to know what he's trying to say.
What would be the rule for that? I'm not sure.
Well, I don't think you know sign language at all, do you?
Probably not.
Alright. At which point he will pull out his phone and he will write onto it.
Hmm.
And he will simply write down, I enjoyed this evening. It was very nice.
Indeed, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Would you maybe like to come have a chat with me in a more, well, private location?
He nods and he will follow you.
I will take him, well, in the back of the factory where the garden actually is. And I will say to him, you're new, right?
He'll nod once again.
Well, I'm very flattered you came here tonight, and I think you would enjoy joining a little group. And well, if I can recommend it, you can. Well, you can maybe join us in our society and join the circle of the crown in a more permanent fashion. It's always nice to have friends, you know,
He'll
independent.
nod a bit and he'll write down on his thing and go, I heard that the circle has magic. Real underlined magic.
Yes, it does. Not just the fancy tricks that I showed to Myrtle, but real magic. Would you like a taste of it? Maybe.
He'll write down, I'd love to see something.
Very well. Do you have a question? Something that you'd have loved, you would love to know? Something important to you? That's I can divine it for you.
He will write down and ask, where is the thief who stole my voice?
Huh. Interesting. Well, you're kind of a mystery. Very well. Follow me. And I will go in the middle of the garden where there is sort of crude altar made of woods. And then we'll unsheath his ritual knife and begin to chant in low voice in gibberish, what appears to be gibberish, and cut his palm to drop bloods to enact my ritual. So, just let me see what I actually need to do. Sacrifice. So it's 1 point of VtR, and I will use 2 more points of VtR for a +2
All
on
right.
my rolls. I need 5 success. All right. Woo!
Ooh,
Yeah.
boy.
Well, here it is. And now I rolled investigation correct.
Does the critical success actually give you anything there?
What?
Since you rolled 4 and a 1.
No, it just means that the ritual is complete. I achieved it.
Okay then.
And I will use a point of willpower. Wow! I got 4
Ooh.
questions about this man. So,
All right.
what stole his voice?
You get the sound of buzzing insects and a world full of brambly hedges. You know it to be some sort of changeling. Something related to the hedge.
Where it is? Where is it?
You get an impression of where, and I can give you that information next time.
All right. What's its weakness?
All right, I'll work up a weakness for you to answer that. This was actually not a planned thing, so, you know.
All right.
But these are things that I will give you for you to follow this plotline.
All right. And just what's his name? Its name.
And its name. All right, you have all of the following information, and his eyes kind of light up quite a bit. He's excited.
Very well. Well, since you're new, I
It's like
will
that
ask
is in
that-
fact its name.
Since you're new, I will ask that you do not go alone to get your focus back. But well, if
I
If
wouldn't
you
want
j-
to lose more, he writes down.
that's clever of you. If you would be so kind to join me and join the circle, I can help you get your voice back.
If that's what it takes, I will.
Trust me. Trust me, it's a win-win situation for you. More unscrupulous vampire would have asked more of you.
Alright. Tonight, you have gained not only a member of your cult, but a member of the circle.
Yes. And just what is his name?
I'm going to go with Jackson.
Jackson.
There we go.
All right.
Alright. And, the enthusiasts are still having their coffee as they wait for you to finish your business.
Well,
And it looks like they're breaking out some backpacks they've prepared.
I'm going back to Ven. I will take my relic back. Since it's not a secure place yet.
Mhm.
And I will change back in my usual clothes and I will say, all right, I'm ready to follow you.
Alright. We're gonna drive to this location first, park, and then change, they say. You go with them in their car, don't you?
Yes. Even though I don't like cars.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me some int socialize, as they will talk to you about various mythological and occult things, and generally have a fun time amongst themselves, breaking it down, connecting the various mystery cults and all of their silly mysteries. Alright. You definitely fit in among them. You definitely know enough that they are happy to have you there.
All right.
And of course, you do get the impression they drift among quite a number of cults. This seems to be their hobby.
Hmm.
And you get the impression that they grade and critique almost every one of them that they go to. They're serious in the moment, but then outside, this is just another game.
All right. I will make a note to, well, put them back in line.
But for now, they prepare for their next game as they take you to an empty lot over in the industrial sector. Let me go ahead and roll down.
Is it near Wildcat's place? Like the locust she was defending? Or?
You would say that it would be on sort of the opposite side from where you've actually parked.
All right.
So, maybe not too far away, but it would still be a walk. Instead, This area of Gotham leans towards the industrial, only the most desperate choosing to live nearby to factories and warehouses. Industry rests and all indoor lights are off right now, except for one small warehouse nearby with a discreet entrance connecting to an alleyway. Before they lead you there, they pull out boiler outfits and latex hazard suits. And they kind of hold one of each up to you and a gas mask. And they go, which one do you think you would like more? The yellow latex or like the blue industrial worker look?
I'm more of a blue clothes guy. They give me the boiler suit.
Really, I always put you as more kind of a white collar person. But that's fair enough. And he'll go ahead and hand you the boiler suit and the mask and just kind of go, this is kind of part of their outfit and get up. They have a bit of they're called the Mechanist, and they worship someone called the Central Servo, who at once appears to be some kind of god for them, and is also the leader. It's
Huh.
kind of interesting. He has this weird device that just seems to work on its own, and we can't figure out what it is. He has to be some sort of brilliant mind at the very least. But he does seem a little unstable. But our purpose here tonight is to help you find people who don't want to be here. And oh man, after some sermons, I imagine some people just want to leave. And they go ahead and lead you to the alleyway and into the warehouse. Inside the warehouse, shelves are near empty and pallets are stacked near the walls, creating a wide open central space for an unknown square machine covered in gears. The metal contraption is as large as a man and several times as wide, and seems to serve no purpose. There's no input or output, but its surface on all but one face moves on its own with only a light hum and the clicking of interlocking metal.
I would like to use my Auspex at level 2 to try to figure out some secret about this thing.
We'll hold off on that for just a second.
Alright, sorry.
Once I finish the rest of the description, because there are other things and you might be concerned about.
Sorry.
The face towards the small crowd in front of it has two giant gears, big enough to crush a person put between them, and just over it, hanging by a metal cord, is a struggling person, bound and gagged, ready to be put between them. Just beneath the two giant gears is an empty spot for a tiny gear to join them together and make them turn. The group gathered in front of the machine are all dressed in boiler outfits and latex hazard suits with face masks or gas masks on them all. They are all trying to find positions in a block formation with each other, trying to make neat rows and columns, but their chatter is eager and excitable despite the play at looking disciplined, and despite the struggling kidnapped victim hanging by metal cords up above. And at this point, do you want to roll that Auspex?
Yes.
And you're going for finding secrets.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Do I have to concentrate on someone, something? Yes, the secrets and weakness of a single character. Damn. Well. Oh, almost an exceptional success.
Almost.
Almost. Well, I get one question per success about...
Ooh.
I'm going to ask about the leader.
Okay.
Is he human?
He is kindred as well.
Huh. What is his mood?
Excitable, vengeful, and victorious.
Do you have any psychological vulnerabilities?
I gotta think a little bit on that one for
All
a
right.
bit, but he definitely does.
Hmm.
Um, hmm. I'll go with the next question first and then come back to that one.
And last question. Hmm. What's his clan?
Ventrue.
All right.
Psychological vulnerabilities. He is most certainly unstable and psychotic. He loves to be praised, and he hates to be shown powerlessness in himself.
Hmm. All right. I will wait to see what happens.
Okay. And at this point, we will go to Balak, Merkah, and Teddy. Hello.
Sorry.
Which, I suppose. All of you have, in one way or another, found clues leading you towards Firebrand Industries, and in fact, this particular and same warehouse. As described before, it is the only one with interior lights that are on at this time of night. There's a alleyway entrance off to the side, and there are a few loading bay doors that could rise up and let people in and out. But that would, of course, not be subtle. I'd like each of you to roll Wits Composure, and I'd also like to ask if you are trying to hide or be stealthy at this phase.
Teddy is going to use the face in the crowd obfuscate thing, which just lets
Mhm.
him kind of be difficult to notice.
All
He
right,
just-
you're just
he's just
not
there.
even there for anyone.
Well, no, he's there. They just don't register him as being
Exactly.
there.
You're not in. You're someplace you're just supposed to be, and eyes just roll right off of you.
It's like they were looking at a lamppost.
Yup. It's like, well, I guess he's there, but what does it matter?
He's invisible when you don't look at him.
And what about Balak and Merkah?
Oh, we're there? Okay. No, not stealthing.
No stealth. Okay.
Did you need a roll otherwise?
Have a dice 8.
Just the perception roll.
-3. Expected.
Unfortunate. Well, neither of the Ordo pair notice very much of anything. However, Teddy, you do notice a very odd pair in trench coats wandering around the area, and you also happen to see some people in the alleyway wearing hazard suits and boiler suits, and gas masks on their faces, heading into the alleyway and through the alleyway door, trying to be a little bit unseen by others.
I'm going to follow them.
All right. When you go into the alleyway, you go up to the door. It is not locked, but if you head in, you should definitely roll stealth.
Or
But
I can
won't.
spend a vitae to activate Cloak of Night to just invisify myself.
If you want to go with pure invisibility, you absolutely can.
I do want to go with pure invisibility, so I just spend a vitae. Ba bing ba boo. Then So then he kind of just vanishes and heads inside.
In which case, I would also like Adam and Teddy to do a clash of wills between Auspex and
Ooh.
Office Kate.
So it's
Is it
Because
just
Adam actually chose to use it during the scene.
yes. You so we each roll our blood potency and discipline, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Does Teddy get a +1 for using 70s lingo? Bada bing, bada boom.
Not today.
Straight to the moon, Alice.
Alright. Teddy, you are almost certain you are invisible to every single person there, except the one who turns his gas mask face straight at you. Adam, you see Teddy in all of his sweatpants glory. Teddy, what are you doing?
I won't do anything. I'm just
Standing
a
there.
casual.
He's basically trying to move close. Did he see all the
Maybe
person tied up above the crowd thing? That
Yes, indeed. You see the scene as described previously. Excitable cultists in boiler suits and hazard suits, the person who's hanging above the machine, and the machine itself.
yeah,
Then
he's
we
basically
just-
moving to get into a better position.
And you do recognize the person up there from a few profile pictures is in
It's
fact
Gear
the
grinder.
one and only Sensei Ninja.
Oh, not gear grinder. You know, yeah, I would think with a name like Gear Grinder.
Kinky.
Wait, was Harold Gear Grinder or was Harold Sensei Ninja?
Harold was Sensei Ninja.
Oh.
Invert. Harold
Yeah.
was Gear Grinder.
Yeah, but to say, I thought Sensei Ninja was yelling at Harold, so...
It's unclear.
It's not unclear, I read the chat log.
It's unclear.
I guess just to clarify, Harold was the one slighted and was angry. Harold is Gear Grinder. The one who committed the slight was Sensei Ninja. He is hanging above the machine.
Yeah, this is somebody I don't care about.
Indeed. Which actually brings us up to what are Merkah and Balak doing? Because it looks like one of them is trying to sneak up.
Naturally, Milcha's the one who's the type to sneak in.
Are you going to sneak through that alleyway door as well?
Yep.
Okay then. And Balak, are you going to follow suit, or are you going to just kind of stay behind? What's the plan?
Neither of those options, I am just walking in.
Alright, you're gonna walk in, cause the scene, and that's gonna be enough for Merkah to go mostly unnoticed, except by Adam, who
I
will get a
will-
roll, and Teddy, who is at least aware that they were there in the first place.
Can I just like warn my friends and saying to them, you should. Things are gonna turn for the worse. You should just don't try to be heroes. All right?
I want you to roll presence empathy.
Don't try to be heroes.
Or
Well,
they aren't quite picking up what you're putting down, but they sort of go, oh, okay, sure. I don't think planning to rescue that guy was going to work anyway.
oh no, mate. I'm not talking about that. You will see.
And
Keep
of
your
course,
eyes
Adam,
open.
just roll me your perception real quick. Wits composure. Alright, you do not notice Merkah. You do notice Teddy. And you do notice Balak as he just kind of walks in. And everyone kind of turns their head, of course, just to see who's opening up the door so much. And they see him. And the entire crowd is a little confused. Well, Balak, the stage is yours for a moment. What are you doing? Everyone is here.
What was Harold's last name again?
I gotta scroll around for the Beaufort.
After a short pause of everyone looking at him and him giving that unchanging face back at them, they say, "Where is Harold Beaufort?"
They all kind of look to each other a bit, and a little bit of conversation begins. Go ahead and give me wits empathy to just kind of read the room.
Okay, just to read the room, and as a result of me talking.
Yes.
Now this is gonna be great. I'm a walking bag of negative modifiers. That somehow succeed.
You get the impression that none of them actually know this name from the snippets that you're hearing and the mood that is filling up the room.
Alright, another short pause. Where is Gear Grinder?
They kind of you get the same impression as they kind of look back towards each other again and kind of goes, "We're who are you?" As they just try to shove off the question for a moment. Try to reassert some control.
I don't suppose I would have taken a picture, would I?
Yeah, you could have taken a picture.
Well, I'll hold out the picture then. Harold Beaufort, aka Gear Grinder. Where is he? Outstanding picture.
To that, you hear the sound of metal grinding of like a door opening from behind the machine, and the machine comes to a stop and everyone goes silent. Stepping out from behind the machine is a portly figure in a boiler suit and a custom mask, mirrored brass and robotic in appearance, with a long mess of a beard dangling from it down to his waist. His voice is deep and friendly, but he projects it to try to make it echo through the warehouse. In his hand is a tiny gear. "There is no herald! There is only the central servo!" And the entire crowd turns around to him and goes, "Glory to the central servo!"
Now, I may have missed something in his appearance. Is that Harold?
The beard definitely matches. Because the original description for Harold was that his beard did in fact go down all the way to his waist.
Alright. Is there a clear path to get up there?
You'd have to get around to the crowd a little bit.
It's fine. I'll start walking.
Alright, and as you walk, the crowd kind of intercepts and goes, "We won't let you go up to him. He is holy."
I am going to open my right eye.
Alright.
So, Vitae and Will. And what's my roll again? I want to see if this crowd is really a threat or not. Wits and occult.
Okay.
Six successes.
Alright. With that, I will tell you with utmost certainty, most of the crowd is not. However, there appears to be a couple of people in the crowd who are supernatural. Harold, or Central Servo, is of course supernatural. You already knew him to be a vampire and a manipulator of metal.
Right.
The machine behind him appears completely inert to your senses. However, the person hanging from up above appears to be supernatural in some regard.
In some regard?
Yes. You don't know what. Unless your senses tell you. I'm not sure. I think it was just telling you yes or no, wasn't it?
No, actually, I can ask questions.
Oh, right. Ask questions away.
Hold on a sec. I've got it on a second window, so turning that monitor back on. To which supernal world is the target most closely aligned?
Which target?
I guess the guy who's hanging there, who I can't clearly identify.
What was the realm full of forces called again?
The Aether.
Yes, the Aether. You sense it most strongly in the person struggling up above.
Okay. Since I've been acting this whole time, I want to step back for a moment from the limelight because my next action would be hostile, and I don't want to start a fight if anybody else has something that they want to do.
Did Adam look at the central servo guy, or was that someone else? Who did Adam look at? Did he look at the person who came out from behind the machine?
No.
Adam has most certainly seen you, Teddy.
Well, no, I'm asking.
Yeah.
Who did he auspex?
Oh,
Who did he-
the person who is there, the person who was inside the machine, or the cult
Okay.
leader, who is now in
Uh,
front of you.